And we're back up at the starting line for the Petite Final, 255 race number 22, Petite Final of the 3rd Varsity 8. And the crews from right to left, Rutgers over on the Worcester Shore, Novice 8, Buffalo 4v8 next to them, Boston University, Buffalo 3v8, Bucknell 4v, and over on the Shrewsbury Shore on the Donahue Rowing Center side, the Drexel 3rd Varsity. So this is a 3rd Varsity 8 with a combination of 3rd Varsity, 4th Varsity, and Novice 8 crews. So again, from the Worcester Shore out, Rutgers, Buffalo, Boston University, Buffalo again, Bucknell, and Drexel. Crews are all on the stake boats. We have not heard the starter announcing the crews yet. She's just started now. Flag is up. Flag is down. We have a start. All 6 crews have left the starting platform. And this Petite Final of the 3rd Varsity 8 is underway. And your early leader is Drexel out here in lane 6. Got away to a very, very clean start. And it is Drexel with the Bucknell 4V in close pursuit, as well as Boston University, and then back a little bit to the other 3 crews. So your 3 leaders right now, Drexel, Bucknell, and BU here is challenging Drexel for first place. BU looks into it. Drexel Coxon looks over 3 lanes and sees BU and has called something to respond to the BU surge towards the front, and Drexel is now taking a nice push here in front of the Donahue Rowing Center, and they have approximately 3/4 of a length on Bucknell and BU as we turn it over to Colleen Seville in the ship-to-shore launch.
4V, and on the far side, Rutgers Novice 8. Right now, Boston University looks to be in second and closest to us. Drexel leading this race. This is the Petite Final. It is Drexel, it's BU, followed by Bucknell. Pretty close, though, here for second, third, and even fourth. Pretty tight race across the board with the exception of Drexel. They were out of the gate, out of the first 500, very strong. Now into the second 500. It is Drexel, followed by Bucknell, followed by Boston University in third, and Buffalo 3V in fourth. On the far side, we see Rutgers Novice 8 in fifth, followed by the fourth Buffalo 8 in sixth. It's Drexel by an open water lead over the field, then second, third, and fourth. Fairly tight here, with Bucknell in second, Boston University in third, and Buffalo's 3V decidedly now in fourth as these crews move through the second 500. Drexel not looking back, they're moving and they're continuing to gain speed, and this is the 3rd Varsity 8 Petite Final, and in this Petite Final is Drexel taking the lead, followed by Bucknell in second. Not far behind them is Boston University in third, with Buffalo's 3V in fourth, Rutgers Novice 8 in fifth on the far side, followed by Buffalo's 4V. But it's Drexel here taking their lead, continuing to take water in this Petite Final, followed by Bucknell. We're sitting on these margins that we've seen for the past 100 meters or so. Not too much movement between the crews here, with the exception of Buffalo's 3V maybe starting to fall back from BU and Bucknell just a little bit, which means Bucknell and BU are maintaining Bucknell, BU. Bucknell and BU really sitting here on these margins for second and third. It is Bucknell with about a 2-seat advantage over Boston University, and Buffalo again losing a little bit of speed here as they fall back away from that third place vying position. It's Bucknell now in the middle of some kind of a move because they look to have taken maybe a half a seat or so back from Boston University, maybe a seat. They're moving in now into the back half of this race, into the second 1,000. It's Drexel leading the pack and not looking back. Then it's Bucknell and it's Boston University. Bucknell's taken about 1 seat over the past 500 meters, 400 meters. So again, BU and Bucknell really sitting on these margins. We'll see how they pan out with about 800 to go right now. Which one of these crews will pick up speed and take the second place position? Drexel still at least 2/8 length open water on the rest of the field. It's Bucknell in second, hanging on to that second place position, but not by much. BU could come back. We see BU's stroke seat looking over at Bucknell, ready to make a move onto that shell, but Bucknell is holding them off, defending that second place position. It's Bucknell in second, it's Boston University in third, and again, it's Buffalo decidedly in fourth. They're moving back a little bit from the pack here, from the second, third place spots in that solid fourth place position. Here comes BU, though. It looks like BU is finally going to break this margin. They've taken back at least 1 seat. Kind of tough to tell. It looks like it's still Bucknell by about 1 seat or so. BU's stroke seat looking over at Bucknell, definitely trying to lead her crew into the second place position of this petite final of the women's third varsity 8. But there's no doubt it is Drexel who is going to move in to the last 500 first and onward toward the finish line. It is now Boston University over Bucknell. Again, BU has finally broken that margin that we saw them sitting. We saw both of these crews sitting on for a good 400 or 500 meters. BU is moving, starting to walk away from Bucknell. We see BU's Coxon sitting between 7 and 6 feet of Bucknell. We see Drexel well into the last 5. It's BU in second. Bucknell's not giving in. They just shifted up as these crews step into the last 500, racing for second place, and we'll hand it over now.
Third varsity 8 petite final. Drexel third varsity is leading the pack. Boston University occupying second place. Bucknell in third. Drexel is rowing at 36 strokes a minute and running away from this field. Boston University holding on to second over a fast charging Bucknell 4V. It's going to be a good race for second place in this petite final of the third varsity 8s. With 100 meters to go, Drexel is going to take the victory. Boston University holding on to the slimmest of leads and being caught by Bucknell. As we approach the finish line, it'll be too close to call from this vantage. The two Buffalo boats will be next across the line with Rutgers trailing.
And the sky is brightening as we come back up to the Donahue Rowing Center with our view of the starting line. And on the starting blocks are the crews for the third Varsity 8 Grand Final, race number 23, 305.